Hey guys, it's Victor once again. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we'll be talking about the Swedish Institute Scholarship. This is a large scholarship with hundreds of funded spaces with different disciplines, spanning from medical sciences to philosophy to politics, environmental science, data science, sociology, wherever you want to fit yourself. So I believe there is something for everyone. So I'll be sharing my screen with you. We'll be reading through the admissions requirements together, and I'll be giving you some tips on how to process some of this info. So without any further delay, let me take you to my screen to share my screen with you and give you info about the nitty-gritty of this fully funded master's scholarship in Sweden. So join me. Wait a minute, if you've not subscribed, this is the best time to do so. So smash the subscribe button and click on the notification bell so you get alerted when I post videos. So this YouTube channel is about scholarships, how to get fully funded scholarships into top universities around the world. I've gotten 5 international scholarships in the UK, in the US, and in Germany. And the aim of this channel is how to guide you to get yours. So do not waste time. Smash on that button now. And let's go to my screen. Yeah, it's actually there. So guys, here we are, the Swedish Institute Scholarships for Global Professionals. So a quick look at the eligible masters and program. As I said in the introduction, there are several courses available and several universities available. So let's just do a quick search for different courses to show you what I mean. So like philosophy, for instance, there's a course here for philosophy. There's another one here for philosophy. In case you're a philosopher, let's go to medical sciences. Medical sciences. Okay. Here we have a medical science course. Another one here. There are actually about 10 of them from my what my search result shows. Medical sciences. Let's go to law. Let's check if there's anything in law. Okay, there's European law, there's business law, there's international human rights law, sociology of law. Okay, there are about 12 courses in law. Let's go to environment. So there are lots of environmental courses as well. This is just to show you the plethora of courses available in this scholarship. Economics as well. Politics. Yeah, we shouldn't forget politics. So there you have it, guys. There you have it. So that's just a tip of the iceberg. There are several other courses here. I'll leave a link to the scholarship as usual below. You could always check and see which of these courses align with your interest. And let's go to the admissions requirement of the course, of the scholarship in general. So this is the scholarship, the Swedish Institute Scholarships for Global Professionals. And there are 42 eligible countries. These are the countries here. I do not need to read all of them out, but the likelihood that your country is among the countries here is quite high. So there are 42 eligible countries. And let's quickly go through. So they said the date is 8th of February. This date is actually quite deceptive if you do not read through the information carefully. 8th of February is when the application portal for the scholarship opens. However, you're expected to apply to the different universities before this 8th of February. In fact, you're supposed to start applying now for most of the participating universities and courses. The deadline is actually the 15th of January. So while you're applying to the university, you also have to apply differently to the scholarship. So it's a two-way application. First, you apply to the university and then you apply to the scholarship. So the university application is already opened and the deadline, as we'll see subsequently, is 15th of January. This 8th of February is for the portal, the scholarship portal particularly. Please do not be confused. Do not wait till February to apply to the university. That will be a very big mistake. So let's move on. So this is a summary of what the scholarship is all about and the participating countries, and when the deadline, when it is due. That's the scholarship application. I'm emphasizing this once again. The scholarship application is due 8th of February. However, you are meant to start applying for the courses now, because the deadline for the courses of most of them is the 15th of January. That is not too far away, if you ask me. And we've seen the eligible courses already. I showed you a list of the courses, and there are hundreds of them. So there is something for everybody. I just saw something on tourism here, something on sports management. So there's something for everybody. Sports science, sports, and so it's, yes, there's something for everybody. So let's move on. Let me talk you through the application's requirements. So what does it cover? It's a fully funded scholarship. You receive a living allowance of 10,000 Swedish kroner. I believe that's the name of the currency. An insurance with several things. You join the alumni network and things like that. So it doesn't cover grants for family members or, yes, application fees. I must confess that this scholarship doesn't cover application fees. So application fee is the fee you pay for your application to be considered in the first place. Unfortunately, this scholarship doesn't give waivers for application fees. And how much is the application fee, you might ask? I've done my research, and for most of the courses, the application fee is 900 Swedish krona. So what does that translate into your local currency? So let's see, Swedish krona to naira. So 900 Swedish krona translates roughly 40,000 naira if you're a Nigerian. Let's try another country, probably Bangladesh. Okay, 898. Let's try what other country? Afghanistan. I think Afghanistan was on the list of countries. I'm not sure. Okay. So that's it, guys. It depends on you. If you're willing to invest that amount of money in the scholarship, it's your call to make. So let's go back to the application process. So the criteria, you have to be from one of the eligible countries. You have to get admission from the university. Then this is important. Work experience. You need 3,000 hours of work experience. This 3,000 hours, I've done my calculation, translates into 1.5 years, especially for full-time employment, because you do like 2,000 hours a year. So another 1,000 should be 1.5 years work experience. So you could always do your calculation to see how you fulfill this work experience criteria. Then leadership experience as well. You must have held some kind of leadership role, probably in your workplace. Probably you've done a number of community activities. You don't not necessarily have to be like a governor or a minister, but in your own local area, you must have done something that could be considered as part of a leadership experience. Then the master's course you're applying for should be in one of these areas we talked about earlier. Should be one of these courses. There are lots of them, so I believe there should be something there for you. So let's go to required documents. I hope I'm not missing anything. Yes, required documents. So motivation letter, a CV, a letter of reference, and proof of work or leadership experience. And the issue here is that they've given format, so you don't just submit random documents. They've given format on the kind of documents you should submit, on the format of the documents you should submit. So these are Word documents, Microsoft Word documents, that contain templates on how they want you to arrange your CV, your motivation letters, your work experience, and things like that. So we should quickly open these documents to see what they look like. I think I have some of them opened already.
Yes, this is I believe the reference form for the scholarship. Yes, this is the reference form. So this is what your referees are going to fill. I believe they need about two referees, if I'm not mistaken. So I think you need to send this to your referee. So all the information you need about how to fill, I think it's there already. So at your free time, you can read this on your own. So this is the referee form. I believe there are also other forms on like your CV, how to arrange a CV, for instance. So there is a form for reference letters as well. I think we should take another look at the CV, the format for the CV. I believe this is the CV, the format for the CV. Yeah, this is it. There's a number of instructions here, and this is how they want you to arrange your CV. They've been generous enough to give a format. So kindly stick to this format of the CV and do not do something extra. So I believe the other forms, the reference form, I think we've done that, and proof of work as well. Yes, this is the proof of work. So at your free time, go through the individual instructions and see how you prove that you have sufficient work experience. Exactly. There's a detailed form, sufficient work experience. If you need me to go into these forms one after the other, you could put a comment below. If I have enough demand, I could go into these documents one after the other to give you a guide on how to fill them. So let's move on with other parts of the application. So you've seen the motivation letter, CV, letters of reference, a valid proof of work and leadership experience, then a copy of a valid passport. Okay. So how many references? I said two different reference letters are mandatory. And one of them, at least one of them, should be reference based from work. So it's mandatory to get at least one reference letter from your workplace. Yes, these are further details about how to apply. So let's see if we can get further information about, okay, these are the eligible countries we said earlier. Let's see if I can get further information for you about the scholarship that we've not covered already. So as I said, links to the scholarship will be left below, so you could take a look at it yourself. So there's a good point about eligible programs, and there are particular programs they want you to study depending on your country of origin. So there are some program emphasis. So you are more likely to get the scholarship if you study a program under the category of programs that are designed for your country in the first place. There's a very good example here. So they said people from these countries, the number of countries listed, should look for courses with emphasis on the UN or the United Nations 2013 agenda for sustainable development. That's the SDGs. So the courses you're applying for should align with the SDGs. Look for ways to show a relationship between the course you intend to apply for and the SDGs. It's very important. And if you're from these countries, Armenia, Azerbaijan, Belarus, Georgia, Moldova, Russia, Ukraine, they want you to focus on courses of on environmental, social sustainability, innovation, responsible management, sustainable economic growth. So those are the courses they require students from those countries to apply for. But if you're not from those countries, you have to apply for courses with connections to the SDGs. And I think every course has some kind of connection to the SDGs in the first place. So it is it's like a plus. But always look for a connection between what you're doing and the SDGs. You could also quickly look at the SDGs. and see. Yes. Look for how to connect whatever course you're applying for to the SDGs. Let's see if there's a course on conflict. So humanitarian action and conflict, for instance. So if I intend to apply for this course, I go to the SDGs and look for go to the SDGs and look for the best one that fits into that course. It talks about peace, and that should be SDG number 16, to promote peace and inclusive society for sustainable development. I could click on it and see further information about this SDG and look for ways to incorporate this, not copy, but incorporate elements of this SDG into my motivation letter, for instance. So let's quickly look at the motivation letter before we go. So remember, there's a format for the motivation letter already. So this is it, letter of motivation. Do not use any other format or any other document apart from this. So here you input your details. Then I think you're allowed to apply for a maximum of 3 courses or 4 courses from what was said here. There are 4 different boxes here, so 4 courses. Then you might be allowed to actually arrange your courses according to priority. So first choice, second choice, like that. I believe so. So you can always, if this is your first choice, you state it's your first choice. And yes. Then this is the essay, the scholarship essay itself, like the letter itself of motivation. So describe how you can apply the knowledge and experience gained from your time in Sweden, in your organization or company, or in your home country or region upon return from Sweden. So this is a beautiful question that occurs in a number of scholarship applications. So the skills you hope to acquire, what will you use them for? With the example I gave about this humanitarian action, I might say I hope to study this particular course because I'm interested in conflict resolution and peace processes in my country. And I talk about the conflict situation in my country, what is going on, what actors are doing presently, what is the skill gap or knowledge gap in that area, and how this course will furnish me with knowledge on how to contribute to the resolution of this conflict. I could also tell them what I intend to do after the course, where I intend to work, probably work in the Ministry of Justice or Ministry of Peace or something in my country. I intend to work in the UN branch in my country, or work for an NGO that talks about peace. For instance, I could work with probably Swiss Peace or one of these NGOs that work with in conflict areas, Doctors Without Borders, the other humanitarian firms or humanitarian NGOs, and see how the skills I acquire from this course will help me be efficient in what I hope to do in the future. So that's a quick one. In case you need more about motivation letters, I've done a video about motivation letters in the past. So they might help as well. I'll put the link to my motivation letters so you could read them to get a feel of what a motivation letter should look like. And make sure you're answering the question. Mention the particular skills you think you would get from this Swedish university. Mention the university or the universities you're applying to, the courses you intend to do, the skills you think you will get. You might need to mention the number of modules, that's sub courses under the courses that you will do that would equip you with certain skills, and how that skills will help your future goals. So mention what your future goal is. Mention the work you will do after you return to your country, and how those skills will help you when you return. So that's it, guys. And in case you're applying for multiple courses, the good thing about this is that even with the application fee, only one application fee is enough for multiple courses. So in case you're applying for 4 courses, you don't need to pay 4 times. That's what I mean. And also the English requirements. I've checked the number of courses here. For number of courses here, if you studied your undergrad in English, you don't need to do an English test. So that is a relief for a lot of people, because that's like you don't need to pay for the costly English test. Is that the TOEFL or the IELTS? So that's a relief for a number of people. So that's it, guys. In case you have questions, just put your questions below. I'll try to get back to you on that. So that's it, guys. Take advantage of the multiple opportunities here. There is something for everybody. Try to get your documents together. And before I go, I just want to make sure you're aware of the timeline of your application. So why applying to the universities? For instance, I think I should mention something about that. So remember, you're applying for the eligible courses by 15th of January 2021. So remember, we saw February up there. The February deadline is for the scholarship. For the master's program, you have to apply by 15th of January. And they said they must have received every document and your application fee, yes, application fee again, by the 1st of February. So you must have finalized your application on the 15th of January. And by 1st of February, every other thing has been paid and you're done with the application. Probably your recommendation and every other thing has been paid. There's also a frequently asked question section here. You could always consult and see and check the timeline of when you expect them to respond. So this here says by 28th of April, they announce the recipient of the scholarship. So it's like, yeah, but always go through this information yourself. So once again, the portal opens 8th of February to 21st or to 18th of February 2021. So do not forget. And that's it, guys. In case you have further questions, put it below. As usual, I'll leave the link to this scholarship in the description box. And until next time, guys, I wish you success in your application. So, bye bye.